Whenever I think about Egypt, there's this one day that I'll always remember. I mean, there's so many days that I'll always remember because it was so great. But it was this one moment because I was alone. And while I was there, I had gotten a job on my own to work at the Alexandria Library. And it's this big, beautiful building that doesn't fit into the Alexandria landscape at all. It's so modern, it's so exquisite in a different way. Like Alexandria is beautiful, but it was a different kind of beautiful. It doesn't fit. But I was working there, and I would be there every day, and I would go to a cafe and get a drink, and sometimes I'd go back to work. But this one day, I sat on these steps which lead to the Corniche, which is the sea road, and I sat there by myself, just looking, like it looked straight onto the Mediterranean, and I was just like, what am I doing here? Like, this is fantastic. I will never relive this. I will never be here again. And I just I was in awe of the experience. Like, I was by myself. There was nothing extra. I know, I'm sorry if that's like a lame story. There's nothing exquisite about that moment except for the fact that like I sat there alone that day and the Mediterranean was before me, and I felt happier than I had felt in years.
I think my most memorable experience in Padang, Indonesia was when we went on a road trip to see Lake Mananjau. And on the way back, we went to this waterfall in the morning. Now, it was a cold, cold day. There was this breeze going, and everyone was exhausted, and it was around 7 in the morning, but we decided to go out and see this waterfall. And I'd never really been up close to a waterfall, really. I've been to the Niagara Falls, but that's about it. You kind of go on a boat. You don't get to sort of go into the water at all. And this waterfall was so, so high. And so we're looking at it for ages before I decided that it would be an excellent idea to go jump into the waterfall. And so me and a friend of mine just climbed up a ton of rocks, and we got up under this waterfall, and we just sat right under it and waited for that water to fall on us. And it felt like freezing cold, like rain pellets that were painful. But I think in a long time I hadn't felt as liberated as I did that morning. And other than the fact that it was refreshing and amazing and something I'd never done before, I really just felt very, very liberated and so at peace and so happy and lucky to be where I was and with those people at that time.
I think one of my most memorable experiences had to do with just dealing with the AIESECers abroad. My first one was definitely in the first month I was there. I went to a local conference, and I just remember being up till 6 in the morning and talking with the local AIESECers about life and about where this world's going and how we're growing and how we can grow smarter. And just to see how smart this guy was, and to see that there was people all around the world who sort of were trying to think progressively like I feel I do, and try to really push the boundaries and develop better. It was truly exciting. And then right afterwards we went for a swim, and then I went to work. So it was a great all-around time.